Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're embarking on a journey into the really remarkable career of Ira Bloom. She's a soprano saxophonist, a composer, whose innovative spirit, well, it's truly taken her to almost celestial heights. We've compiled your sources, and they really showcase an artist who isn't just performing jazz. She seems to be fundamentally reshaping its landscape. So our mission for this deep dive is to explore those pivotal moments in her artistic development, from her formative choices to her groundbreaking techniques and the extraordinary recognition she's earned.
Yeah, and what's truly compelling about Ira Bloom's story, I think, is how she masterfully blends this profound respect for jazz tradition with an incredibly adventurous, almost avant-garde sensibility. It's quite a mix. We'll uncover how she's pushed not just musical boundaries, but also drawn really rich inspiration from other disciplines and pioneered the use of technology in live performance.
Okay, so prepare for some genuine aha moments here, because by the end of our conversation, you'll understand precisely why Ira Bloom is celebrated as such a transformative force in contemporary music, and how her impact is so significant, there's actually an asteroid named in her honor. Get this.
That's right, an asteroid.
Okay, let's unpack this fascinating journey. So our story begins in Boston, Massachusetts. Ira Bloom was born there January 12, 1955. And like many musicians, it sounds like she started her musical exploration pretty early, dabbling in various instruments, piano, drums, alto saxophone. This initial versatility, it suggests a really wide-ranging musical curiosity. But what kind of formal training did she actually undergo during those critical formative years?
Well, her early training was exceptionally robust. It laid a very strong foundation. She studied with Joseph Viola at Berklee College of Music. That was from 1968 to 1970, which, is a significant period for any aspiring jazz musician.
Right, Berklee.
But perhaps even more remarkably, she then pursued this really rigorous academic path at Yale University. She earned both her BA and a master's in music there by 1977.
Wow.
Yeah. So to have such deep practical grounding from Berklee and then this theoretical depth from Yale, all before her professional career really took off. I mean, it speaks volumes about her dedication and intellectual rigor.
That is quite a comprehensive education across different instruments, too.
Yeah.
So given that versatility, what led her to make that pivotal decision, then, to focus exclusively on the soprano saxophone? Because it's not the most common lead instrument in jazz, right? So that specific choice must have deeply informed her unique artistic path. What do the sources say about this focus?
That's an excellent question. And it really does define her trajectory, I think. The soprano saxophone was beautiful, but it can be notoriously challenging. It has a very distinctive, sometimes piercing voice and a tendency towards intonation issues, which means it demands absolute precision, a unique technical approach. So for Bloom, choosing this instrument wasn't limiting her. It seems it was an expansion. It allowed her to delve into a depth of expression, explore microtonal things, timbral possibilities, stuff that might have been less accessible if she'd remained a multi-instrumentalist.
Interesting.
This singular focus, it kind of forced her to innovate within its specific characteristics, you see. Rather than spreading her creative energy across, a broader sonic palette, it became her singular, unmistakable voice.
Okay, so with that singular focus on the soprano sax, how did it shape her overall musical style? Your sources describe her sound as rooted in post-bop traditions, yet infused with this adventurous avant-garde spirit. How does she actually achieve that blend? It sounds fascinating.
It is.
What specific elements, maybe in her compositions or improvisations, really highlight this unique fusion? It's almost like speaking a familiar language, but inventing new phrases.
That's a great way to put it, actually. When we talk about post-bop, right, we're thinking harmonic sophistication, rhythmic elasticity. Artists like Coltrane, Wayne Shorter, Bloom certainly draws from that rich vocabulary, no question. However, her avant-garde edge means she's consistently pushing against those established structures. You'll hear it in her improvisations. She might introduce, say, dissonant intervals or unexpected rhythmic shifts within what seems like a traditional chord progression.
Ah, okay.
For instance, on her album, The Red Quartets, she takes familiar melodic ideas and kind of fragments them, recontextualizes them with extended techniques or these sudden bursts of free improvisation. So she uses the established language not as a cage, but more like a trampoline.
A trampoline, I like that.
Yeah, launching into more abstract, challenging sonic places, but somehow still maintaining an underlying sense of structure and groove.
And she didn't just innovate musically, like within the notes themselves. Her performances incorporate these two really pioneering elements. First, her groundbreaking use of live electronics. Now, this isn't just adding a bit of reverb, is it?
Oh, no. Far more than just effects.
How does she uniquely integrate technology? How does it transform the saxophone sound in a way that really defines her work?
Well, what's remarkable is how she employs electronics not as some kind of novelty, but as a truly integral extension of her instrument. And her compositional process, she's often creating real-time loops or harmonic layering, even subtle granular synthesis sometimes,
Yeah.
which allows a single saxophone line to just evolve into this almost orchestral texture.
Wow.
Imagine hearing a melody, and then, like, instantaneously, it's harmonized by itself, or it's fractured into these shimmering sonic particles, all while she continues to improvise over it.
Right.
So it's not about covering up the acoustic sound. It's about expanding its natural resonance. It really blurs the lines between acoustic and electric. I mean, she's essentially improvising and composing with this expanded instrument, creating an immersive, multidimensional auditory experience that's constantly shifting. It's very dynamic.
That sounds incredibly dynamic. Okay, and the second pioneering element you mentioned is the dynamic integration of physical movement into her performances, incorporating movement. That isn't something you typically associate with a jazz saxophonist, definitely not to this extent.
No, not at all.
How does this physical component transform the audience's experience? And maybe does it even inform her musical phrasing?
This is truly revolutionary, I think. It's about much more than just a visual spectacle. By incorporating movement, Bloom sort of externalizes the emotional and structural arc of the music. It turns the performance into this holistic artistic statement. Think of it like a dancer who embodies the music, right? But in her case, the movement directly informs her phrasing, her breath, even the attack of her notes.
Really?
Yeah, it creates this deep kinesthetic connection. So the audience doesn't just hear the rhythm and melody, they visually see and almost feel its physical manifestation. It transforms a concert into more of a full theatrical event. It allows the audience to engage with the music on a really visceral level that goes beyond just, pure listening.
You feel the music's architecture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In your own body almost.
It's clear Ira Bloom is an artist who draws inspiration from, well, far beyond just musical notes. Your sources highlight how she pulls from other art forms, creating compositions that are just as rich in concept as they are in sound.
Yes.
What stands out to you about this interdisciplinary approach? How does she manage to bridge these seemingly disparate fields?
It really underscores her visionary nature.
Yeah.
She's not just a musician, she's sort of a polymath of creative expression. A prime example is her celebrated work inspired by the abstract expressionist painter Jackson Pollock.
Pollock.
Her album Chasing Paint from 2003, it's a direct musical response to his dynamic gestural canvases, the drips, the splatters, the sheer energy of his process. Now, to translate that visual intensity and abstract movement into sound that requires a profound understanding of both art forms and a uniquely imaginative ear, she captures that spontaneity and controlled chaos of Pollock's art through improvisational textures, sudden shifts in dynamics, a sense of constant evolving motion in her music.
Finding the sonic equivalent of his brushstrokes.
Precisely that, yeah.
And she also found a profound inspiration in the written word, specifically the poetry of Emily Dickinson. We hear that reflected in her album Wild Lines from 2017. It's incredible how she manages to translate these diverse mediums, the visual, the literary, into the improvisational, structured world of jazz. She really finds the musicality in everything.
Absolutely. And the larger significance here, I think, is her ability to understand that universal language of creativity and to bridge these seemingly disparate fields, which in turn enriches the jazz idiom itself. With Dickinson, it's not just, setting poems to music. It's about delving into Dickinson's unique voice, her introspection, her rhythm, that often enigmatic quality,
Right.
and allowing those elements to inform the very structure and emotional tenor of the jazz compositions. She captures that delicate balance between fragility and strength, the sense of wonder, the profound questioning that defines Dickinson's verse, and translates that into musical narratives that resonate really deeply. This kind of cross-pollination of ideas is what keeps an art form like jazz vibrant and continuously evolving.
Her career milestones also include some truly unique achievements. They speak volumes about her independent spirit and boundless curiosity. She founded her own record label, Outline Records. That demonstrates a strong desire for creative control, doesn't it?
Definitely. A very independent move early on.
But perhaps one of the most astonishing milestones is her groundbreaking commission from the NASA art program back in 1989.
Yeah.
That's certainly not your typical collaboration for a jazz musician.
It's absolutely extraordinary. Her compositions for NASA,
Yeah.
they included pieces like Most Distant Galaxy, fire and imagination, and beyond the sky.
Wow.
I mean, imagine the challenge. Taking the vastness of space, the energy of a star, the mystery of a distant galaxy, and crafting a musical response. She found a way to translate these scientific and cosmic themes into powerful, evocative musical narratives, using the saxophone's voice to paint pictures of the universe.
That's amazing.
It's a remarkable testament to her innovative spirit and imagination. It shows how her creative vision just transcends the conventional boundaries of music and reaches for these truly universal themes. She was literally making music about the cosmos.
Beyond performing and composing, which are already incredibly demanding, she's also dedicated to nurturing the next generation of musicians as an educator. She serves as a professor at the New School.
That's right.
How do you think her unique approach, the interdisciplinary art, the technology, how does that shape the students she teaches? What kind of legacy is she building through her academic work?
Well, her role as an educator is definitely a crucial part of her enduring legacy. She's not just teaching, standard jazz harmony or improvisation techniques. She's inspiring students to think beyond genre, to embrace technology as a creative tool, and to draw inspiration from the most unexpected places, from poetry, like we said, to astrophysics. She prepares them for a dynamic future in music by fostering this sense of curiosity, encouraging them to develop their own unique voices, and to view the entire world as potential artistic material. It's really about empowering them to be innovators and critical thinkers, much in the same way she has approached her own career. She's shaping the next generation of artists who aren't afraid to push boundaries.
With such a groundbreaking and, wide-ranging career, it's really no surprise that Jane Ira Bloom has amassed this impressive array of accolades and recognition. She's a multiple winner in prestigious polls like Downbeat and the Jazz Journalists Association polls, which are highly respected within the jazz community, right? They acknowledge her consistent excellence.
Absolutely. Those are major recognitions from peers and critics. And her contributions were further recognized with a Guggenheim Fellowship in 2007.
The Guggenheim, okay.
Which is a highly esteemed honor for artists and scholars. This fellowship isn't just an award, it's really an investment in an artist's potential. It provides them with the freedom and resources to pursue ambitious creative projects. So it truly speaks volumes about the perceived depth and importance of her work by the broader artistic and academic community.
And then, of course, there are the Grammys, big ones. She received a nomination in 2013 for her album 16 Sunsets, and then a huge win in 2018 for her album Early Americans.
Major achievements.
These are major milestones, acknowledged at the highest level of the music industry. It's really a testament to her mastery and the impact of her unique sound.
Definitely. These awards are a clear testament to the high regard in which her peers and the industry hold her work. They acknowledge both her innovative spirit and her technical mastery. They represent recognition not just of individual albums, but really of a career-long commitment to artistic excellence and continually pushing the boundaries of what jazz can be. While her pioneering spirit might have initially challenged some traditionalists, these accolades clearly demonstrate a broad acceptance and celebration of her distinctive voice and vision.
But the pinnacle of recognition, perhaps, is something truly out of this world. An asteroid, specifically asteroid 6783, has been named Ira Bloom in her honor.
Ira Bloom, yeah.
That's not just a career highlight. That's quite literally cosmic. I mean, how many musicians can say they have a celestial body bearing their name forever orbiting out there?
It's incredible. And what's truly profound about the asteroid naming, I think, is how a musician's impact can just transcend disciplinary boundaries. From jazz clubs, to scientific observatories. It speaks to the universal resonance of her creative vision and how her work has touched upon themes like space and human endeavor that extend far beyond the immediate confines of the music world.
Yeah.
It's a permanent, tangible mark of her influence, a celestial acknowledgement of her artistic reach, and maybe a beautiful metaphor for her own reaching for the stars creativity.
That's a great way to put it. Her selected discography, it showcases such a prolific and continuously evolving career. We've mentioned Chasing Paint and Wild Lines for their conceptual inspirations. Could you maybe highlight another album or two from her extensive work, something that shows a different facet of her genius or maybe a key moment in her development?
Absolutely. Well, beyond those, her 1992 album, Art and Aviation, is a fantastic example of her compositional prowess and thematic reach. It connects nicely to her NASA work, with pieces that really evoke flight and boundless skies.
Okay, Art and Aviation.
And then, if we look back a bit further, maybe to Mighty Lights from 1982, That offers a wonderful snapshot of her earlier period. It demonstrates her fierce improvisational power and the clarity of his unique soprano voice,
Yes.
just as she was really solidifying her signature sound.
Right. Early days, but already powerful.
Exactly. Each album is truly a chapter in her ongoing artistic exploration, revealing layers of innovation and mastery.
So as we wrap up our deep dive here, what does all of this mean for Jane Ira Bloom's, well, indelible place in music history? We've journeyed from that crucial decision to dedicate herself to the soprano saxophone, to pioneering live electronics and integrating physical movement, drawing inspiration from NASA and Emily Dickinson. It's quite a range.
It really is. And if we broaden our perspective, I think she has unequivocally solidified her legacy as a truly vital and transformative force in modern music. Her work challenges us, to reconsider what jazz can be, how it can interact with other art forms, how technology can enhance artistic expression,
Yeah.
always with an eye towards innovation, but also with this deep respect for the tradition. She's not just playing music, she's continually expanding its very definition and potential.
She's truly more than a performer. She's an innovator, an inspiring educator, and a visionary composer whose curiosity has just consistently pushed boundaries, always seeking new ways to express the human experience through sound and, well, beyond. So, as you reflect on her incredible career, we leave you with this thought. What does it truly take for an artist to be so influential that an entire asteroid is named after them? Literally a permanent fixture in the cosmos.
Yeah.
And maybe, how does her work inspire you to look for those unexpected connections between different fields, art, science, whatever it might be in your own pursuits? It's a reminder that creativity really knows no boundaries. We strongly encourage you to seek out her remarkable music and experience the unique sound of Jane Ira Bloom for yourself.